Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. I was going to record a follow-up video to the asset flippers on Steam and the card farming that takes place in relation to that, but I came across something on Twitter that I honestly felt was more important as it affects legitimate games developers and gamers more directly. Don't worry though, I will still be doing that video, but it may not come out today. Now, it's not exactly hidden knowledge that the current climate of the games industry makes it exceptionally difficult for indie developers to get noticed. With new games being released daily, to call the market saturated would be an extreme understatement. Also, the current levels of asset flips being released on Steam have reached unprecedented levels during the past year and show no sign of abating. It seems that all one can do if one is an indie developer is to cross your fingers and hope that people enjoy the game that you have invested so much time and money in creating. Now, it's understandable that within the current climate of the games industry, where greed and duplicity run rampant, that some people can and will become jaded. For some, it would be hard not to. It's a daunting task to take on a project like a video game to begin with. For those that are actually interested in becoming a games developer, it is a fantastic prospect. The idea of creating something wonderful and having it enjoyed by hundreds or thousands of people. The possibility of turning your passion into your career, it's all a very enticing prospect and one that any YouTuber knows quite well as any games developer. But as with anyone, there are some that do become jaded, that grow disillusioned by the prospect of and the daunting task that becoming an independent games developer entails. And there's nothing wrong with that. I myself had grown disillusioned a time or two in regards to my own YouTube channel, but I never set out to get famous. In fact, I started out expecting for that to never happen. I've also done everything I can to encourage others to start up their own channels, but also to do so out of a desire to create, not a desire for fame or fortune. Now, you may notice that I do tend to bring up my YouTube channel quite a bit in relation to discussing indie games developers and everything in that general, and that is because it's a very personal thing for me, and not too dissimilar from indie games creation when it comes right down to it. The skill sets are extremely different, but the underlying goals and desires typically are very compatible with each other. The YouTube creator sets out to produce videos that people watch and enjoy and sometimes enlighten and educate. Very much the same as a games developer themselves, who create a game for people to play and enjoy, and sometimes to educate as well. Now, I've done my best to be a positive influence whenever and wherever I can. There are those that take a very different path with influencing others. Now, I was pointed to a reposting of a snip on Twitter. Now, I have no idea who the original author is, nor would I call him out directly even if I did. Recriminations are not the point of all this. Still, even after reading it a few times, I find myself growing quite a bit irritated. Now, they had the following to say. Now, all that said, it's time to drop the hammer. You will not be a game designer. The field is oversaturated. You'll never get noticed. Pursue a different career. Still reading? Good. Think of game design like any other art form. Think of it like starting a band or becoming an actor. There are plenty of musicians that play in garage bands or have a few gigs a month at a local bar or venue. There are even plenty of actors that have minor roles or actors in local productions of Fiddler on the Roof. But these people have other careers. Sure, there's a guy named Dave Grohl. He's awesome, and he got to make a career out of being a music guy. But statistically, you're probably not Dave Grohl, so I recommend you have a different career path ready. Now that I hit you with a truth bomb, let's go over what you can do. Programming/computer science is a great direction to go. There is still a large market for a career in the computer science field, and it inherently gives you some of the tools to make games. Graphic design is another good field, but don't discount other careers that don't directly translate to games. There are lots of people, myself included, who work in a satisfying career and make games in their off time. Now, I can see the writer's intent here, which isn't necessarily a bad one. Now, what they're attempting to say is not to put all your eggs in one basket and very much don't rely on something that basically comes down to random chance. Sage advice, and one that could save a great many people undue stress and turmoil. However, the way it is phrased here is essentially the same thing as saying it will never happen, so don't even bother trying. But while you're not bothering on trying, you should still do something in the field. It is very much a mixed message that could very easily end up doing more harm than good. Now, I've never been one to give up. or to surrender, no matter how difficult the task. It's led me to become highly respected in my day job, and it has allowed me the perseverance that saw me through to finally reaching some small amount of success on YouTube as well. And I'm most definitely not alone in that, and there are countless independent games developers with even more drive and determination than me. But imagine if they were to listen to statements such as those offered by this person in the name of advice. How many games that we now enjoy would simply never have been created? Now, for every 10 fur funds, there is an Undertale waiting in the wings. For every 20 airport masters, there is a For the King. For every 100 Dead Insides, there is an Everspace. What if those developers had simply given up or never even tried, as this writer suggests? You see, games developers that possess talent and skill are a rare breed in the current industry environment of asset flips and card farming schemes. They are the ones that create those hidden gems that we all hope to find. And without them, the industry would become far worse than any of us would feel comfortable with. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing it safe. One must use common sense and be careful, especially in the extremely competitive environment that the games industry entails. One should very much keep their feet on the ground, but while doing so, there's absolutely nothing wrong with reaching for the stars. Dare to dream, dare to create the type of games you would want to play. Create something that is all your own, and the industry and the naysayers be damned. You want to become a games developer? Then do it. Nearly 2 years ago, I decided to finally get started on my own YouTube channel, expecting it to be nothing more than a hobby. Now I'm in a position where thousands of people hear my voice on a daily basis, even some who respect my opinions and take to heart my recommendations. Indie devs have a very similar opportunity to reach hundreds or thousands of people. Build your game, build your brand, base it on quality and integrity, and people will respect you for it. But whatever you do, if you are on the fence or thinking about giving up, I would urge you not to. In spite of all the trash I have to wade through with asset flips and the like, I love playing indie games. I love being granted the opportunity to be able to tell others how much I enjoy the game that I was playing. Give me or another channel like mine the chance to tell people about your game. We can't do it if you don't make it. And please let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, as a reminder, if you know about a game or development team that deserves extra recognition, then please feel free to send me an email outlining what the game is and why you feel it is important, and you can send that to submissions@SidAlpha.com. But before you go, and please do like and share this. Please take a moment to comment on this. Celebrate the developers that bring us the games that we enjoy so much. Tell me about your favorite indie game and why it was so fantastic to you. And if you're new to the channel, please do remember to subscribe. It will help let you know when other videos like this or reviews and first impressions go live. And if you're looking for a more ad-free experience or aren't a fan of YouTube, feel free to follow me on VidMe. Also, if you want to support the channel even more, my VidMe channel does have a tip jar, and I do have a Patreon page as well as Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. Links to all those are in the description down below. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and thank you to all the wonderful games developers out there. Keep on creating.